Making your way to the polls the way some local cab drivers are getting more of you to come out and vote.
Plus, we're live in Chicago and Boston, where the candidates for president will find out who wins tonight.
We are your Decision 2012 headquarters. WAND News at 5 in HD starts now.
You're watching your local news on WAND at 5, first in HD.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us on this election day. We have a special all-election edition of WAND News at 5 today.
Yeah, busy day for us in the newsroom. More than 900,000 Illinois voters cast an early ballot and thousands more hit the polls today like you. You had your iVote sticker, right?
That's right.
Our Bridget Burnett starts our team coverage. Hi there, Bridget.
That's right, Stacy and Sean. Here at the Maranatha Assembly of God in Decatur, the lines have been out the door throughout the day. There have been more than 1,700 voters filling out ballots or using a touch screen to cast in their vote. People were flocking in before they headed to work during lunchtime, and the judges say they predict there will be more lines right before the polls close. One thing people want to feel at ease knowing is that their vote matters. After a brief power outage on the ballot scanning box, Carol Barr says voters should not be worried.
We quickly found where there was power, and while we were finding the power, we went into the side bin, and they voted. They continued to vote. We will vote those ballots at 7 o'clock or when the last voter gets out of here at 7.
The judges have been here since 5 a.m. and will be here until the last person votes. You have to make it to the church by 7 this evening in order to vote. Judges are required to let anyone vote if they are inside the building when the polls close. Now, here at the Maranatha Assembly of God in Decatur, there are 4 precincts and 1 location, so that gives you an idea why there's so many people coming to this one location. Once again, we're live at the Maranatha Assembly of God in Decatur. I'm Bridget Burnett. Our Sarah continues our election coverage.
Hey Bridget, I'm out here at Central Christian Church in Decatur where I'm told about 900 people have voted so far here today. I want you to get a look at the line right now. It's not that long. We're told folks are only waiting about 15 minutes, and I'll tell you, some people wouldn't be out here to the polls at all if they weren't getting some help with a free ride to the polls. I rode around with Walker Limousine earlier today, and they've been given free rides to the polls all day. Drivers have been riding all around town non-stop since 6 this morning. You'd have to call and make a reservation before, then you'd be picked up right at your own front door. Now, it didn't matter your polling place, they'd get you out there for free. The cab would wait outside while you voted, and once you're done casting your ballot, you'd be dropped off at home. Some voters we picked up said this was their only way to the polls.
I think it's our right and privilege, and we should vote if we can. And I wouldn't have been able to vote probably unless I was willing to walk that distance, and I don't physically think I would be able to do that if it hadn't been for Walker and AOK.
Most voters using the service today were elderly people, but we picked up some younger first-time voters as well. Now, not everybody had a reservation today. Coming up at 6, some complete strangers got help from the cab drivers. Sean will tell you how they were stuck at some polling places, the wrong one, but they got a ride to the right one thanks to their help. Back to you.
Continuing our Decision 2012 coverage now, we look at what's happening in Sangamon County and the capital city. Our Casey Lund was in Springfield today covering what both parties are doing and how they feel the night will end. Casey?
Sean, good evening. I'm at a polling place here at the Sangamon Towers on 4th Street where it's been busy all day. Even now people are filing in and out. Earlier I spoke with Republican and Democratic committees here in Sangamon County to see what's being done even in this late hour to get people out to vote.
It's very busy. Voter get out is very, very heavy today. We're calling people, we're having poll watchers, we're going door to door.
Hoping for a party tonight?
Oh yes, definitely. We'll be here at Republican headquarters, 1132 Sangamon. We'll be having food and drinks and waiting for the outcome.
We need to get the president back in. He's doing a good job, and he's had an awful mess to try to straighten out, and he's doing a good job doing it, and we need to keep him in there. We're, of course, hauling voters and calling and doing everything we can to help the president. Get out and vote. It's your to your benefit and your lifetime that's going to be taken care of, so we need you to get out and vote.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll talk to election judges here in Sangamon County to see how the process has been going. Right now, back to you in the studio. Sean.
Thanks, Casey. In Champaign, more people registered to vote than ever before. Elizabeth Kilmer spent the afternoon talking to voters and officials at one of the Urbana sites.
Sean, I'm here at the St. Matthews voting site in Urbana, where the voting is just starting to pick back up. About a half hour ago, there really were not many people here at all. Could perhaps be owing to how many voted early in the county. Champaign County Clerk Gordy Holton says 3 times as many residents voted early this year than in years past. He says it's the biggest election in Champaign County history, which election officials say was more apparent here in earlier hours.
Earlier this morning, for instance, we had people in line when the polls first opened, and it was very, very busy. We had people lined out the door and down onto the sidewalk from about 6 o'clock until around 8:30 or 9, and that was really steady stream until about 10:30.
It's been sporadic. Right now, of course, there's practically no one here. At times it's been full with a waiting line.
It has started raining now. Election judges say that could explain why there's a smaller crowd. It wasn't earlier. Even so, they expect more here after work hours. Coming up, I'll talk with voters and also be reaching out to Mr. Holton, who yesterday told me he suspected 70,000 people to be out voting today. We'll find out if that number ended up being accurate or not. In Urbana, Elizabeth Kilmer for WAND News.
We're planning for a late night ahead as we bring you all of your votes as they count in the election results tonight. Stacy's in the newsroom with a look at what we are planning tonight. Stacy?
Yeah, Sean, I wish I would have taken a nap because this is going to be a long night. If you look behind me, it's actually pretty quiet right now. This is the calm before the storm because we are expecting a very busy night of phone calls, checking the web to get the latest results for you locally and in the state as well as presidential. And I know our familiar face, Marissa Miller, our web producer, you've been busy trying to get some stuff ready. What have you done with the website so people can find the results?
Right, exactly. We've made it really easy. We put it right there on our homepage. You can click on that link there on the picture and you can find out a little bit more about the candidates, find out the election results, and we've even made links to our Facebook and our Twitter and even NBC's homepage there. So we're making it really easy for you guys to stay up to date and informed on this election coverage. So we want to keep you informed. We'll be following everything, posting on Twitter, posting on Facebook. So make sure you check it out.
Yeah, there's so many different resources nowadays with social media. I'm going to be tracking that for the next several hours, looking into all the different politics locally and national. So, and Sean, before I head back, I've got to just show you, we've got some sugar for the crew here tonight. Sugar Rush.
All right, and the coffee too, I hope. All right, thanks a lot, Stacy, from the newsroom tonight. We are your headquarters for Everything Decision 2012. Our team of reporters will be covering races across Central Illinois. Important to you, we'll bring you the results through midnight tonight. And NBC News will have live coverage of the national races throughout the night.
Now, first weather from Storm Center 17, home of the exclusive O'Brien Auto Park Urbana Storm Runner.
Well, we've certainly had a dreary day across this part of the state, and here, of course, it's past sunset. A look at the Stalls Furniture and Mount Pulaski Tower Cam, looking across downtown Decatur to the northeast. Boy, it looks like it's a foggy night, but it's because of all of the moisture that's in the air. Now, Live Doppler 3D Max is showing some areas of moisture moving through central Illinois. There are scattered showers moving through at this point. Temperatures have been held down throughout the course of the day today, only getting to around 46 degrees in a few locations, and the warm spot Effingham at 47. It was 40 for Bloomington, 45 at Springfield and Decatur, and 46 for the high this afternoon at Champaign. As we go through the evening, we're still going to see some drizzle, and then overnight, mostly cloudy skies, with temperatures dropping down to around 35 for the overnight low. 8 o'clock in the morning, it'll still be mostly cloudy. Might see just a few stray showers, and 38 degrees at that time. But the good news is there's sunshine in the forecast and also a little bit of a warm-up. I'll show you when it'll get here and the full weather coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Lee. Still to come on this special election edition of WAND News. We're hitting the campaign trail in the race for the White House. We'll check in with both President Obama and Mitt Romney camps to see how they're preparing for a long night ahead. Stay with us.
You're watching Your Local News on WAND at 5, first in HD.
Welcome back on this election day, Decision 2012. Of course, the biggest race today for our next president. Jay Gray is live in Boston, Massachusetts at Mitt Romney's watch party. Jay, I see that I heard some of the music earlier, a few people milling around. What's the atmosphere like?
Yeah, Stacey, within the last 15 minutes or so, the band has kicked off, and we are seeing the first of supporters showing up at the watch party here at the Convention Center in Boston. A lot of enthusiasm, as you might imagine. Mitt Romney, not here yet. He made a couple of late campaign stops today, saying that he didn't want to leave anything on the table. He wanted to get every effort he could out before the end of this campaign, and so visiting Ohio and Pennsylvania, trying to drum up key votes in those swing states, knowing that that will make a difference ultimately. And now it's all up to turnout. Not a lot that either candidate can do at this point. He will make his way back here to Boston and, like millions, sit, wait, and watch the returns come out. Then take the stage behind me, which is set, as you can see, and either deliver a concession speech after 2+ years of a difficult campaign, or kick off what will be a big party here in Boston, Stacey.
And Jay, I know you've been milling about with some of Romney's people today. What's the thoughts with him? How's he doing today? It's just this watch and wait period for him, I assume.
Yeah, it's tough, to be honest, talking to some of the people with the campaign. Look, he's been on full bore go for, like I said, over 2 years with this. He's exhausted, he's worn out, and now there is nothing to do. There is no state to go visit. There is no key group to try and earn an endorsement for. Now all he can do is wait, and it's in the hands of the voters. And a lot of people say that that's the most difficult part of the campaign, the final few hours of waiting to see if your message resonates with those voters. That's what he's waiting to see, and by all accounts, most people believe it's going to be a long night waiting to see exactly what happens. So a lot of people here tense, but very excited, Stacey.
Yeah, a long night waiting, but it also seems like it's been years of waiting for this presidential election. Jay, I know you've been covering it as we have locally here in Illinois. You have to, along with other reporters, be happy maybe to see it end.
Well, it won't be a bad thing to move on to cover something else, you know, but no, the good thing about this campaign has been that it has been so close here recently, that there have been things going on and things to report. I mean, this is a tight race, and that's all you can ask for. And I think the key with that is, Stacey, it's gotten so many people involved. That's the good news. You know, we saw some problems here along the East Coast after Sandy with places to vote and places for people to go. The good news from all that, a lot of people actually voted early because they were so interested in what was going to happen.
Okay, well, Jay, thanks so much. We enjoyed your election coverage the last several months. Jay Gray live in Boston, Massachusetts.
President Obama will watch the results in Illinois tonight. NBC's Steve Handelsman is at the Obama Watch Party site. That is in Chicago. And I can tell you right now, oh, there you are, Steve. Hi, Steve. What's the atmosphere right now? Tell us a little bit about what's happening there.
Well, they're gearing up, you know, upstate here in the state of Illinois. This is Obama election night headquarters. No way to know as they prepare all the chairs, you know, and they get the stage ready, whether this is going to be another Obama victory speech, a concession speech, or his appeal to the American people to give it a little more time while they count a little better. So they're up in the air about that. But, you know, he is the only candidate today, as Romney and Ryan and Biden got out, went to the state of Ohio, perhaps the key state tonight. President's the only one. He stayed here in Illinois. He went for one of those things that these politicians love to do, Sean, you know, where they get on the phone, they go, "Hi, this is Barack Obama." "Yeah, that Barack Obama," and everyone laughs and it's on TV. So he kind of took it easy, shot some basketball, and he's relaxed.
Comes down to that.
Looking relaxed. He's got to be tense because he knows, sure, you got Virginia at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock your time, then followed a half hour later by Ohio, and a half hour after that is Florida. They're going to know by then how well they're doing. If they win in Virginia, a state which is polled really closely and kind of was leaning in pre-vote polls to Romney, they got to feel great. If they win Ohio, they got to feel like they've got it locked. Sean.
Well, question then, what do you feel is maybe different about this tonight for the Obama camp compared to 4 years ago?
Well, the polls show he was going to wipe out John McCain. Everybody liked John McCain. Everybody respected John McCain. Barack Obama did too. They weren't wild about his choice of Sarah Palin. But if you look at the polls and you look at the whole history of that election, it was really a kind of a no-brainer who was going to win, and the president won going away. This one, so much different. Closely fought. The latest popular vote polls show a dead tie. When you look at the 7, 8, or 9 battlegrounds, whatever it's going to be, some of them are leaning Romney, like Florida, like Virginia, maybe Colorado. Some are leaning Obama. You look at this possibility, Sean, and stop me if we don't have time for this, but the president could win Ohio, win just Iowa and just Wisconsin, those 3, and no more battlegrounds, and win re-election. The bad news is he'd do it with 1 electoral vote. He'd have 271 electoral votes. Factor in Hurricane Sandy, which is certain to drive down voter turnout today in 3 Obama states, Connecticut, New York State, and New Jersey. And the president seems more likely, because of that hurricane, Sean, to lose the popular vote. So imagine that tomorrow morning. Barack Obama remains in the White House by 1 electoral vote and is the first president ever to lose the popular vote. What would that do to America? But those are ifs, ands, buts, possibles. Not saying that's going to happen, but it's a possibility on this election day. Sean.
Indeed, worth mentioning those possibilities. Steve Handelsman live in Chicago tonight. Thanks for your time. We'll be right back.
Our temperatures haven't changed very much during the course of the afternoon. Across central Illinois, we're seeing current temperatures in the low to the middle 40s. And the WeatherBug site in Jacksonville currently showing 46 degrees. Winds southwesterly at around 10 miles an hour, while at Central A&M High School, 42. That's in Moweaqua. Lincoln Land Community College's time-lapse camera shows, and if you look very carefully, you'll see a little bit of rain during the course of the day today. Of course, it's been a cloudy day all across central Illinois, and it's 44 degrees currently on their WeatherBug site. At Decatur, it's 43, and Champaign currently reporting 44. There is a little bit of rainfall, and Live Doppler 3D Max is showing an area of a little bit heavier rainfall in southeastern Logan County and some showers all across this part of the state. Those are going to persist as we go through the evening and eventually come to an end as a disturbance, really kind of a cold front, starts to make its way across our part of the country. And as it does so, it's been pushing this rain out ahead of it. Now there's another disturbance that's going to be coming through, but it's going to do no more than just hold the clouds through the overnight. And here's a look at the radar moving the rain through, and it should be done as we get into the evening hours this evening. In fact, the precision cast moves the majority of it out. The clouds hang on, and by tomorrow morning there may still be some stray sprinkles. But as we get into the day tomorrow, eventually by the latter hours of the afternoon, precision cast tries to clear things out from the northeast to the southwest, and eventually, as we get into the day on Friday, we're going to have a very nice day and temperatures warming up as well. The WAND Storm Center 17 forecast, mostly cloudy overnight, some stray sprinkles not out of the question, and we'll be down to 35. 48 for the high tomorrow, and it'll be mostly cloudy, clearing later on in the day, probably by late afternoon. Then skies clear out overnight, and the 7-day forecast brought to you by St. Mary's Hospital has a sunny day for Thursday and 56 degrees. Then Friday, 60 for the high with mostly sunny skies. Over the weekend ahead, mid-60s for both Saturday and Sunday, but it's going to be windy, and we'll see some showers late Friday night, and then Saturday partly sunny. Mostly cloudy on Sunday with a chance of showers late lingering into Monday as the next frontal boundary comes through and drops the temperatures back to the 40s. For the latest in live local radar anytime, tune in to WAND Storm Center 17's local weather station.
It's election day. Have you been talking politics at the water cooler?
Well, personal views on politics are plastered all over social media, right? But according to a study by Career Builder, 66% of workers do not share their political affiliation at work. The study also found 28% feel like they need to keep their affiliation a secret around the office.
Ooh, another check of the forecast coming up.
We'll continue to have mostly cloudy skies overnight, just a little bit of drizzle as the rain really moves on. The overnight low down to around 35. Some clearing by late tomorrow afternoon.
Okay,
thanks, Lee. Thank you for being with us. News stories coming your way at 6, including more previews of big races in the election tonight.
Good night.